Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore, and today I will be reading your tea leaves. This is a reading for Libra, if that is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign. This is a reading for you. And if you are not a Libra in those placements, this still might be a message for you. If it resonates with you, speaks to you, relate to it, then it's for you. You don't have to be, you don't have to be in those placements on your chart. But I am going into this reading with the intent to read for Libra. Okay, so that, it can come through to other people as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to turn the cup 3 times counterclockwise, and then I'm going to tap on it, lift it, and see what the tea leaves have to say. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Let me get my little stick. Ooh. Excuse me, I have to kind of move this around here. Was not in the right sitting position. Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. So immediately I am seeing, oops, let's see, move it here. I'm seeing this figure right here, and it looks almost like, it looks like a bird woman, almost kind of like a, maybe an eagle or something like that. And she looks like she's kind of standing on one leg. Maybe the other one is raised with an arm up, kind of in a, it doesn't look like an aggressive posture, but maybe kind of in a stop. Kind of stop. But also, it looks like maybe this figure is holding something. It almost kind of looks like a over the shoulder, maybe a bag of something, or well, now I'm kind of seeing it looks like she's on one foot and then the leg is up, okay, and maybe the arm is kind of holding it. It looks like a balancing act, kind of. A little bit. But also looks like something's on the shoulder. Maybe bearing a heavy weight is what comes to mind when I look at that. Maybe kind of in this like, okay, I'm balancing whatever's coming towards them. It's kind of stop. Don't come any closer. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, really, is that it seems like there's a life situation happening that is really, there's a lot of concentration, a lot of balancing, but also it seems very graceful in a way, right? Almost kind of like some kind of graceful dance, or like almost like like gymnastics kind of thing, or ballet or something like that. So I'm gonna look a little bit more. And then I see right here in the center, there's a T shape. So let's see, actually right there. So there's a T shape, and I know it's a little bent, but it looks like a T. If it was facing the other way, it would maybe be a J, but I think it's a T. And, that might be a person with a T name who is going to be the focus. That could be you or somebody else. It could be their name. It could be some kind of career they're in. Maybe they're a truck driver. Maybe they're a teacher, something like that, therapist. Or it could be, like a descriptive word about them. And maybe they're treacherous or tough or tender, something like that. Okay, let's see. This one looks like a heron to me, which is a bird with a long neck. It almost kind of looks like a throwback from dinosaur times when they're not super, super big, but they're pretty big. And when they go running to take off, they sound like a little plane kind of flapping its wings, ready to get lift off there. Now this is a very graceful bird. They're not solitary, but you often see them by themselves, kind of just standing in the lake or river. You know, I think that this is often associated with prosperity and just abundance, but also within that a gracefulness, a quietness. There's not more of a humble kind of beauty, not somebody that is a show off at all, but very beautiful in their way. Okay, so that's kind of the energy I'm getting from that. I think really what this is coming together for me as is somebody that, okay, before I get going on that, let's see. I'm seeing here, it looks like a priestess figure with a long kind of robe holding something, long hair, okay, and then standing between two things. It looks like a bird perched and then a bird flying. So I think this is really a symbol of peace, spiritual peace. I think that it's a sign of doing the spiritual work. Maybe you can see it a little better like this. Okay, so there they are, holding something there, but the bird flying, bird perched. Okay, so I think this is kind of, there's a little bit of duality in the two birds. One is more of a muted and the other one is more transitory. I think that, you know, in the center there's, although the person that is represented as the priestess in my mind is in a standing position. It seems not in motion, still. So there's a stillness, and it's somewhere in between this kind of perched state and flying. So I really think that this is kind of like a meditation on that kind of internal balance. And that makes sense with these other formations we're seeing with the heron and the kind of in the perched standing position, standing in the water, peaceful, watchful, alert, but you know, kind of a little quiet and humble. And then in that previous, the first formation I saw, which was the woman standing, balancing on the one leg and carrying something heavy on her shoulder. So I think that this really is kind of shaping up for me to be really just showing that this is a really fortified person, delicate but fortified, tough, but you know, I like to say this, you know, what is brutally soft. I couldn't think of the phrase. Brutally soft. Okay, we become brutally soft, or you know, just this kind of conflicting states or ideas. You know, two very dualistic things coming together into one concept. And that's important, I think, to kind of sometimes meditate on that, on those kinds of you know, the cognitive dissonance of things, the complexity of the reality of you know, that something can exist in very different ways at the same time. And I really think that this person who it seems to be, I would think it's you, that I'm the person I'm reading for, Libra, that you are a person that's done a lot of work. I think that also you maybe are kind of you're kind of a stoic person, a stoic figure, and I think that that is kind of in your nature versus something that you know, some people have been through a lot of suffering, a lot of pain and trauma, and they become stoic as a way to kind of survive life. But I don't think that's the case for you. I think that you kind of are a stoic person. You maybe come from stoic people. I think that, you know, I would say that people would describe you as being graceful. And I think that I'm just trying to see, because there's got to be something. And I see here it looks like something's growing from the center here, which I would say is the person I'm reading for. And then up here on the top rim of the bowl or cup is where I place things that are metaphysical, spiritual, higher thinking, from your daemon, guardian angel, you know, subconscious, collective unconscious, all these kind of like higher thinking places. And it looks like it's growing from the core of you up into, and it looks like a little flower, a little bud. And I think that, you know, this is just really an indication that you have a lot going on. You're really the person that carries a lot of the weight in your life. You know, it'd be that with your family, maybe in your relationship with if you have kids, friends. You're the one that takes on a lot of responsibility, and you're really good at balancing all that stuff. But I think that you also are learning to really set some good firm boundaries, and I don't think that you really, because of your nature, because you are a stoic kind of person, you don't really have to overly enforce that. I think that you just give off a vibe that you know, you don't really mess around, and you like things the way you like them, and people abide that. And I don't think it's been a lot of a problem in your life that people have really been too often to overstep. And I'm not really seeing that that's the thing that's going on right now. If anything, I wonder if maybe sometimes you feel like it has created some isolation for you. But I also, with that kind of the priestess energy, I think that you are a really, gosh, just like self-embodied, very realized person. Okay. And I think that you are very much like comfortable in these kind of life transitions you've had. I think that, you know, I just see a lot of these little formations of evolution here. Evolution of self and spirit. And I think that really this is a really kind of great, like I keep saying graceful, delicate, graceful, beautiful cup that I'm looking, you know, the formations, the leaves, how they've lined up. I'm really seeing that it's very beautiful. I'm not really seeing conflict, or I know that you do a lot, and I think that really that is the only kind of thing that I'm seeing, that maybe that there's just some, like sometimes a little being overwhelmed, maybe a little bit lonely, because I think that it's in your nature not to necessarily, I think you connect with people and you make really strong relationships, but I don't think that you necessarily like to share your private thoughts and feelings all the time. Okay. And that, you know, relates to the stoicism there. But I think that, you have a very rich internal life. I feel like you're a pretty spiritual person. I think that you have a commanding force, but in a way that is very, not maternal, but nearing that. I think it feels a little younger than that. But I think that people listen to you. And I think that, and I see in this shape here, and this looks like a throne, and this is more of the Empress, okay? And she's facing towards the future for me here. So I really think that it's just a beautiful reading, kind of just describing that you're really coming into yourself. I think that you feel so empowered, but you don't brag. You're not a braggy person. I think you just kind of live your life and people take their cues from you. I think that I think that you command a lot of respect, and I think that you're very much a leader. I think that you do that well, and I think that you're very understanding, empathetic, but you know what needs to get done, and you know how to communicate with people in a way that motivates them to do what they need to do. And I just see just a lot of beauty there. So I think that I think that maybe you're looking for, I get the impression that you're looking for maybe some kind of companionship, be that in a friend, be that in a spiritual partner or romantic partner. I think that maybe there's a feeling of something lacking in your life, that you're seeking a person that you can really open up to. And I see that, it's been kind of a journey for you. You have tried with people and it has not worked out. But I think that not too far off, it seems like there's going to be somebody really solid. And I don't know that it's going to be like an overly passionate kind of engagement, but I think that you're going to be able to speak some truths that you feel like you haven't been able to do in the past or say in the past. And I feel like you're going to relate in a way, not only with this other person, but with yourself. Because, sometimes we experience these ideas that we have about ourselves. It feels one way when it's just in our head, when it's just internalized. But as soon as we speak those, quote unquote truths, personal truths or understandings, it really changes how we experience those feelings or concepts, ideas. If for whatever reason, the utterance of our internal monologues and things and experiences, once they have been uttered in this, outside reality, and especially witnessed by somebody, taken in by somebody else, it kind of transforms them, even in a subtle way. And I think that experience, the ritual of doing that, being able to talk about some of the things that I feel that you really want to talk about, I think that's really going to be so beneficial and a great evolution for you. I think that will take you from, the priestess energy is immense and beautiful. I think that it will bring you into this more empress energy, and that is just a more commanding, kind of a resolute, leading kind of energy, right? And it's going to be more outward. It's going to be more perceivable. I think that people already kind of perceive you in this way, but I think that you will find your faith in yourself. I think that you'll become a little more brave about things, and you know, you'll just really step into that significant kind of leader energy within your life. Okay. And so that's what I have for you today, Libra. I thank you so much for coming by, watching my video, and receiving this message. I hope that it speaks to you. I hope that, you know, some of these things that I have to say resonate with you. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. I'd love to hear what kind of symbols you're seeing in the cups. I'd love to hear what's going on with you. You can find me on Facebook, and that's Ula Tea Leaf Readings. You can find me on Instagram, Ula of the Tea. If you're interested in a private reading, please look in the description, and there should be my email, and you can go ahead and message me, and we'll talk about how that works. Other than that, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what's going on. And if you'd like to share any of these videos, I would really, you know, appreciate that kind of sharing, and maybe getting some more people to come look at the videos. That would be great. Other than that, let me think. I think that's it. So I want to thank you. I'm so honored to have spent time with you. I'm so honored to relay these messages, and I appreciate you. So this is Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore, and I hope you have a wonderful day.